Hey! You would not believe how hard that was to do. This thing is so difficult to tape to my other camera. Like, I couldn't believe it. But I mean, I think it works pretty well. What do you guys think? All right. Well, anyway, as I take this off, I'm going to explain what we do here. If you guys don't know who I am John. I work here at vidIQ, and I was originally hired as the thumbnail designer. And what we do here in these live streams is, in the description, you'll see two links, one for gaming channels and one for non-gaming channels. And basically you click on one of those and you fill it out, and then I get the link to your video and we review your thumbnail if you get picked. It's a game of chance. I end up using this little random number picker here. And so, yeah, it's you know, it's not really, you can't really do much. It's just a game of chance, and super chats, they don't help. We appreciate them, but they are not a submission. So basically the way this works is I will pick a random number, and then we will review that person. I always click the wrong one. Yeah, and I think that's it. Also, every now and then I'll have like an interesting idea that I want to show off, and I'll just bring up Photoshop and say, okay, well, here's what I would do. And yeah, that's what I would do. Sometimes it takes a while because I get into it, sometimes not. We just kind of take it easy. This stream is pretty chill. Anyway, I think that's about it. I think that covers everything. Make sure, okay, that camera's not totally destroyed anymore. Okay, so let's just get right into it, as they say on YouTube. We're gonna go ahead and select, oh yeah, and by the way, non-gaming and gaming channels, I just alternate. So it just goes back and forth, that way everybody gets a chance, but we tend to have way more gaming channels submit, so that's why we separated these, so everybody kind of gets a chance, and there's more opportunity to give varied advice. So yeah, all right, let's just do this thing. Okay, so we're gonna go with non-gaming first. Let's just go ahead and select a number 76, the very last one that submitted. Do I not have my numlock on? There we go. Okay, so this one's called Trust the Teller. All right. Sometimes this takes a little while, but it didn't autoplay because sometimes that happens. So yeah, we could see the thumbnail ahead of time, but we try to get the whole packaging idea. 15 cartoons forgotten you don't remember, lost in time. Okay, so this. I mean, I get it. I would say the idea might not be as clear as you might want. So the three things that I always say, and I forgot to say it this time, but a thumbnail should do this to be good. It should be convey the idea, catch the eye, and create curiosity. And I think that this one does, at least it catches my eye. So if these are lost, these episodes, 15 cartoons forgotten, you don't remember, lost in time. I'm not exactly sure if just lost over, I think that's He-Man. I'm not sure that gets the idea across enough. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll search through the niche to kind of see what everybody else is doing and kind of get an idea of what really works. The only thing is, this is such a unique idea that I don't really know what I would forget, or I read the word forget. I don't really know what I would search to kind of bring something up. I think it's a really, really good idea, and honestly, the thumbnail is good. It is. I'm just trying to like nitpick it because I mean, obviously this worked really well for you on the vidIQ tool. It's a 100 times outlier. So if we go to your channel, I'm sure that like this one just did so much. Not He-Man. Oh my God, Thundercats. Yeah. Sorry. So this was a little before my time. My brother watched He-Man and Thundercats, and he's like 6 years older than me, and so I always just kind of confused those two. I never watched them personally. I was the Ed, Edd n Eddy, Rocko's Modern Life, SpongeBob, Dragon Ball Z kind of made it in there. But yeah, okay, so yeah, this idea it's really working for you, and you seem to have sort of like a template that works. At this point, I probably wouldn't change much. I think that you really found something special. Honestly, this is really cool. Yeah, I probably wouldn't change much. I would just make more of them. Yeah, that's what I would do. You got something special here, so I would keep trying to do similar things. So these two are pretty clear. Lost and Hate, and then this one looks like a before and after because it says sucks and then love on the right, and I don't recognize the characters, but also it almost looks like there's something else going on here. That the idea is just not clear enough. The 10 most underrated cartoons you need to watch. If that one doesn't do well, the one that says bad on his eyes, then you might want to like search on YouTube like 10 most underrated something and see what they do. Like if we did that, so 10 most underrated, because I'm guitarist guns, okay, underrated, and then I don't know. Let's 10 most underrated anime. Let's see what they do. I wonder if they select one and show it. Okay, so this 10 hidden gems one, it's clear because they wrote 10 hidden gems in the thumbnail, and that might be something that you want to do in that one if it doesn't perform as well. Yeah, sorry, I know I picked a different thumbnail, but the one you sent was like, you know, what what do we want to do? So as far as advice goes, I would try to pop those words in there, the one that the 10 underrated cartoons. But yeah, I'm excited to see how that works because it seems like you're really, really onto something. Okie doke! Next is gaming thumbnails. And we are gonna do number 97, one of the more recent submissions. Blue potato. I love it. Ooh, this is kind of cool looking. Yeah. Okay, so the title's called "This is the new best kit in Roblox Bed Wars." The new best kit in Roblox Bed Wars. Okay, let's take a look at this here. Now, typically I love when Dan's around because he knows a lot more about games than I do. I do love playing games, but I'm just not. I haven't been doing it in the past like 5 years. So these skulls, the trophy, these are things that I'm not quite sure about. And it starts out with Roblox. Yeah, these are things I'm not quite sure about, so I don't know if you're actually conveying the idea that you want to. Let's Roblox Bed Wars best kit. We're just gonna search that and see what happens here. Or Roblox Bed Wars kit. Let's see. Okay, so it does this one max damage. Okay, so this person is basically doing the same thing as you, except they focused on the value that the kit gives them, maximum damage. So, is this the new best kit? That's their description there. Is this the most broken kit now? Crazy buff. So it seems like the ones that are performing well are kind of making it obvious what you get from the kit. And I'm just saying, I have no idea what a kit is, but it seems like the buffs, yeah, that's what they're focusing on. Even this 600 HP probably did really, really well, because it just registers to them like I know what this looks like. Yeah, so I would probably do something like that. One sec. Choose a kit for free. Okay, yeah, so those aren't what you're aiming for. So the idea of the best kit, I would show what exactly the kit gives you and focus on the value. That's kind of what you want the viewer to be focused on. And this one, it almost just seems like, okay, it's number one, but why? And sometimes that's just not enough for somebody to click. So that aside, the way that you made the thumbnail, I think is really, really cool. I don't know much about it. I think that the design is really, really cool. So hopefully these skulls are relevant to the game. If they're not, they might be clouding things up a little bit. Like if you got rid of them and you were just focused on the kit itself, which it seems like it's what you're wearing, I guess. That could be another angle if it's not clear enough. Either way, you caught the eye, and now you just got to convey the idea and create curiosity about it. Okay, let's move back to non-gaming. Okay. Trust the teller. Wait, didn't we just do that one? Yeah, trust the teller. Pretty sure we did. Okay, cool. Okay. Number 22. All right, large family homestead. Focus of the channel is homesteading and cooking. All right, what our large family eats for dinner in a week. All right, I think just based off of what I'm seeing here, if you had a picture that was a mound of food, like just like one of those crazy shopping spree. Hold on, I guarantee this thumbnail is pretty popular. What eat for a week family? I'm trying to think of how to search it. I'll just family eat food for a week, maybe. And I'm wondering if it's... Okay, yeah, so outrageous pictures showing the amount of food seems to work there. These are all about saving money, and I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, there's a lot of those. Okay, that's not exactly what you're doing. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, so yeah, your meal plan... I would separate it out then. Kind of make it this dynamic picture of multiple sets, right? This, like, it's a collage, and I don't think they work very well, especially when they cut off the product that you've created. It just doesn't appeal like it's going to be an exciting video, whereas this one is clean, and it does. And I think that if you did something like that, really, it's just the picture that you take. If you can do it all in one picture, show it everything in one picture, I think that will kill on your video. I really do. And also, hold on. What was the title here? What our large family eats for dinner in a week. Okay, so you got your pictures from the video, it seems. So if you vivid color grid lines, I disagree. I don't think the grid is good at all for this sort of thing. Like if you go and search it like I just did, you won't see many grid thumbnails that are like blowing up. So if you could just take more saturation, okay. If you could just take a separate picture outside of your video, I really think that would benefit you more, because this just kind of looks like your thumbnail was an afterthought, and it comes across that way. But I really think that, you know, your video could just stay the same. If you could get a little more away from how close the food is, that way you're showing more of a general idea, I would try that. But yeah, just go search food for a week and see if you can kind of set up a picture like that one guy that I saw. Yeah, this one right here. That would be really, really cool. If you are doing meal prepping, then show the prepped versions. That's what I would do. You could also do a before and after. Like here's what I made on the left, and then take another picture, and here's the meals prepped on the right. I think that would come across a lot easier. And yeah, it would look a little more professional, I'd say. Okay, let's move on to gaming. Number 22. Is that? Okay. Forging Dynamite. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's 1 just got a lot more terrifying. Five Nights at Freddy's rewritten. Okay. See, I don't know how to kind of improve stuff like this. Because like it did well, right? It's a seven times outlier. So it got a lot more terrifying. Like this in the title is your curiosity. I don't exactly know if you did that in the thumbnail, because it kind of looks like a thumbnail or a picture I've seen plenty of times before. But the thing is, this niche, Five Nights at Freddy's in general, these kind of thumbnails really do work for the target audience. Would I personally do it? No. But also, I'd make a thumbnail that would do terribly in this niche. So let's just check out Five Nights at Freddy's. What is rewritten? Maybe that's something I'm missing here. All the jump scares. Oh, okay. Yeah, so honestly, you nailed it. And actually, your thumbnail looks better than these, in my opinion. That one is pretty cool. Especially because it shows 3 characters. I don't like this grid one so much, but I guess it's because it's kind of giving it away, like all the jump scares, but then it like shows them all. It's like, okay, I really like the way that you did yours and this one a lot. Yeah, this is pretty solid. Honestly, I wouldn't change anything. It seems like you did exactly what you should do, and basically just, if this is something you want to continue doing, make more. Seriously. Yeah, okay, yeah, cool. It's a fairly standard FNAF thumbnail. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Honestly, I could see yours ranking with all the others, even being number 1. Especially because that color, right? That yellow just pops. Okie doke. Let's move back to non-gaming. 110. Okay, ISO-ish. All right, y'all. Pretty cool. Okay, these room essentials are a must-have. All right, let's pick this one apart. These room essentials are a must-have full room tour. So, these room essentials. So is it just bedroom, or is it for like content creators? I'm not exactly sure if it's like just general bedroom. I don't know if this is coming across very well. First, your picture is like insanely blurry. So maybe you might have taken the photos from the video, and if you could actually take a separate photo, I would. Okay, you get the mountain as you. I'm seeing you're showing your whole room. Great books, by the way. Nice choices. So I would probably take a separate picture. Like I said before, you might have gotten these. So what I would do, man, I wouldn't do a half and half like that at all. I don't know if the price is even the thing to focus on here. These room essentials. Is it like, whoops, that's not what I want. Room essentials. That's, yeah, that's a brand name. So, okay, yeah. 10 bedroom essentials. Okay, so this one, this helps a lot. So it's a bedroom. First of all, now I understand what this is going for. The must-have bedroom essentials could be the way to go. I like that they did one solid picture of. I just think that it catches my eye a lot more. The price. I saw somebody say the price looks out of place, and even in this one, this Amazon thing, like sometimes these. Oh my God! Stop playing the video when I scroll on it. Wow! Even like over here, it starts playing. Yeah. So the text kind of just doesn't. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that one, but yeah, these all sort of have that same vibe, and it's all one picture, and then you got your text in there. Make your bedroom cooler. That guy, it looks cool. Apartment essentials. Yeah, these are all one solid picture, and they're very, very clean. They kind of show what the video's about. So I would probably go back to the drawing board on what image you use. Make it one solid one. If you do a half and half, just like this one right here, the before and after, that could work too, but that's not exactly what your video is. It's just something to focus on. This right here, this is exactly what I was kind of thinking of, a wide angle. Yeah, a wide angle image that kind of shows like a majority of your room. And you could have arrows pointing specific places in there and then no text at all. And I think it'd be like, okay, there's the curiosity. What are those arrows pointing to? You could make a couple of them obvious, like a monitor, you know, something big enough that they could see. And then like something really, really small that it points to it. And that could be like, oh, I wonder what that is. I have to click to figure it out. So yeah, I would probably do that. If the $750 thing is something that you think will draw somebody in, then you should probably put it in your title. But honestly, I don't think the $750 is the selling point of this video at all, because honestly, that's not cheap. It's like, oh wow, I don't want to click that video. I don't have $750 to spend on stuff. So it might be pushing people away instead. Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's about it. I would focus on those things. And let's go ahead and click X on the Room Essential brand. But it seems like it's an outlier for you, so maybe I would try doing another one, seeing how it works out with those tips. Okie doke, moving over to gaming. Down. 57. I feel like I recognize that name, Vigmaster. I just realized I'm like looking over and talking to this camera, and this one is the one that's on. Okay, so I became a bus driver with a warrant. Bus driver wanted. Okay, this is a solid thumbnail. Let's check this out. Okay, so if the bus driver's wanted, I don't see any of these stars. Like, this is the Grand Theft Auto thing, right? And the stars fill up when somebody's wanted. So I don't know if that's conveying the idea you want it to, because it looks like they're not wanted. But I don't know. It kind of looks like empty stars to me. And if like 4 of them were slightly filled up, like here, I'll show you what I mean. I think it's kind of obvious what I'm talking about, but oh, I thought that there was a little star thing in there. That's all right. Bap bap dap dap dab. That's not what I want either. There we go. Let's just grab this star. So I wouldn't like make any of them a different color. What I would do is something along these lines, where I would just make it like white or yellow or something. And then I would slightly bring it in like this. That way you can see that the background is gray, and then of course you would fill it up. 4 out of 5, that's kind of what I would do. If they were all filled in, then it's kind of like you have the same exact problem you did before. But yeah, that's kind of like what wanted looks like to me. Maybe if they're yellow, that's something that I would try to do to get that idea across. So bus driver wanted. I became a bus driver with a warrant. This is a game, but I'm not sure what game it is. In this video, I became a bus driver, but I still had... Okay, so this is Grand Theft Auto, right? Except it's for a phone, I believe. Is that what these little buttons are? No, it's not. Okay. Maybe it is. I don't know. Mobile game is called Gangstar Vegas. Okay, so first of all, you might want that to be like a pretty apparent thing in your packaging. It's a mobile GTA-like game. Yeah. So it's, Gangstar Vegas. That, just letting you know, if people are searching that, they might not find your video because you're not upfront about it. And honestly, it's probably because it's not a super popular game. And if I'm wrong about that, then there's a problem with not showing what it is. As far as the this picture is concerned, I think it's cool, right? But it gives me the vibe of like if you got rid of the text and you put Mark Rober in the front seat or Eric. That's what I'm feeling from this. I'm definitely not feeling game at all. If you, we can check out Gangstar Vegas real quick just to see what's really working for them. But I would assume that showing a little bit more about gameplay in the thumbnail instead of like something that you put together, making it obvious about the game, I think would really help. This is a really small niche. Notice that all of these have the game name in the title. Okay, so like this is pretty obvious that it's a game. Your thumbnail could be misconstrued as real, which, by the way, it's a really cool design. Honestly, like if you got rid of the text and you got rid of the stars, you could literally make this a great thumbnail for somebody like I Ran from the Cops. That's like the title of, that would be the thumbnail for that titled video. Like, the cops couldn't, I ran from the cops in the school bus or something like that. Yeah, so I would probably focus on those things that I said. If you could, like, in your gameplay, for instance, there's probably a really solid clip or something like that, a really solid shot that you could probably find. The only bad thing is it's really tough to get like great pictures when you're behind the car. So if you hopped out of the bus and you stood in front of it, or you hopped out of a bus and took a picture, like a screen cap of that while you're looking up at the bus, and then you put your guy in there because it seems like you have some graphic design skills. You put your guy in there, then the bus looks like it's from the game, and then you can put some cops in the back and just like use the rest of the background where you took the picture of the bus. That's probably what I would do to make it more like it's obviously a game. And yeah, obviously changing the title or throwing the Gangstar Vegas in the thumbnail itself. That's what I would do. Okie doke. Let's move on to number 33. StarGMR. Ba-ba-down. Wait, is this a game? Because that was in the non-gaming, right? I don't know. Okay, no, it's not like it is, but it's an edit, right? So this one's a little tough. I'm not exactly sure what niche this would fall under. I mean, like it's gaming edits, right? So let's just do like Genshin Impact edits just to see what could be helpful. A lot of them are shorts. That's interesting. Most of them are shorts. Wow. Are there any long form? Okay, so yeah, there are some. What do you got here? It seems like you're doing exactly what they're doing, except yours looks a little less, what's the word? I don't know. Elegance. Yours looks a little bit less elegant because of the font. Kind of looks like this bubbly thing. There's the long forms that work in this are very cinematic, so maybe that's something that you want to try to do. But what I would focus on is, like, you're doing the right things, but maybe you could get a different scene or something. Because I saw your video and it very much looks like this, and I get where you're coming from. But also, maybe you could focus on shorts a little bit and see what you could come up with that. Yeah, it seems like you're doing the right thing. I would just try another video and more cinematic. That's where I'd go with it. Also, they have like love story and stuff. Nobody's business. Okay, yeah, you're saying things that could create some curiosity too, which is pretty cool. As far as your, whoops, that's not what I wanted. As far as the rest of your videos, I'm just a little curious. Okay, so I'm seeing this, and it's like super duper, like high def, but your picture isn't. I'm just kind of wondering why that might be, because yeah, your picture like really comes out. pops out. If you just had a picture of her, for instance, and you took the background and darkened it a little bit, and without her in the mix, if you darkened it a little bit, you messed with the color settings a tiny bit, I think that would help just a little bit more. Yeah, the quality just looks a little bit low res. Like, for example, let's just grab one of these here. Some of these are vertical. Okay. Man, that took way too long. There we go. Let's pop this in here real quick just to see. And that didn't work at all. All right, so we grab like this picture of her, for instance. This is gonna look real bad, but okay. So if you had this as thumbnail size, I think she's probably too close up, but this is what it seems like your niche would do. So color-wise, I would probably lower the contrast, or up the contrast a tiny bit, lower the brightness, and then I would find a way to put a LUT, L-U-T, on this. But let's just not go into that, actually. Your saturation could probably not use any work. There we go. So I would probably, yeah, see, something like this looks just a little bit more interesting as far as what they've been doing. It's not great, but you get the idea. And then as far as your text goes, maybe something along the lines of like a thin, like I am I don't know. I'm just gonna type Genshin Impact. And then what I've seen them do, because it seems like it's in like emotional situation, they go for something a little thinner. But like I said, elegant. It's kind of all over the place here. Okay, I'm just gonna use that for now. Take a look at their fonts though, the ones that I showed you before. I'm just a little curious here. I believe that they threw like a little bit of a glow. So yeah, I would try to find like a little font like that, and then the glow would probably make it pop out just a little bit. Just a little, and yeah, that's kind of what I would do. If the font doesn't pop as much as you want it to, then of course you can darken things up just a little bit more. Something like that. I don't know. It seems like that's what they're doing, and that's the vibe that really works for that niche. So I would try something a little bit like that. I would probably lessen this brown just a little bit, but yeah, hopefully that helps a little. And we're gonna move on to the non-gaming. Number 22. Again? Oh, no, that was non-gaming. Right. Okay, number 130. Alright, Firebomb. Okie doke. Epic last to first challenge in South Korea. I don't know this. IF1RL. It's not really showing me what that stands for. So, anybody want to help me out there? South Korea Grand Prix Fires POV. I have no idea what this is. Join us as we take on the ultimate challenge in the South Korea F1 League. Okay, so let's just take a look on YouTube, kind of see what we're dealing with. Oh, there's not much of a niche here. A little bit in the back. All right, look, this is kind of rare when this happens. All right, so you have chosen to do a video where there's not much of a niche, so you could actually set the standard here. I don't exactly know what the best way to go about this is, but these that are like not inside the car, and not behind the car, but the shots where it's like away from the car, the third person view, I would try to get one of those and spice it up. Like if you were playing Gran Turismo, right? I would try to do one like that, because since nobody's really watching these so much yet, you could be the guy. I'm not exactly sure if it comes across like recognizable, right? So IF1RL, I would probably put in the thumbnail for people specifically looking for it. I would probably take this guy and yeah, thumbnails with cars in general. Great advice. So I would probably take the best picture you can of something like this, right? And I would probably get the actual car and replace the background. And try to make it like look a little bit speedy. But yeah, so I would get the actual car, I'd replace the background a little bit, and I would put IF1RL in the probably like top left or something like that. And then I'm just gonna draw real quick for the sake of quickness. Something along these lines. Whoop, that's a little too much. And you've got your it's so hard to remember what it was. IF1RL. That's not what it would look like, but that's where it would go. Why is everything low opacity? What is going on? I mean, I blame it like it wasn't me, but it was me. So yeah, I would do something like that, and I would see how that worked, because like all of the thumbnails that are in that niche, none of them really pop out to me, and you could be the guy. So yeah, that one is okay, I guess. Yeah, you could be the person. So hopefully that helps a little bit. That's a rare occurrence to find one that there's just nothing to compare it to. I would try that. They should add flashy text with aesthetics. I wouldn't see why. Okay, so we're going back to gaming. $131. Okay, uNek. Okay, prophetic word, woman of God, don't miss this. Divine appointed time. That's a lot in a title. I just got to say, I would focus on one thing to try to get somebody to be interested. This whole end, I would backspace it personally. If this thing in your niche, which I don't think is everybody's doing this and putting a bunch of stuff in a title, then I guess it's fine. You know more about it than I do, but I would just get rid of that whole part right there. Prophetic word, women of God, don't miss this. Like, okay, so you got their curiosity. I don't want to miss this. And then you've got prophetic word, which is like totally search based, probably. I don't know. There's way too much text, and I would focus on one idea. And it just kind of imagine you were scrolling through YouTube. Would you give it the time of day to like read all these little things on your thumbnail if the one below it just like caught your eye and you're like, that's exactly what I'm looking for, and you understood it in 2 seconds? Like, that's probably the one that you would click to. So it's just something I would focus on. This is you. I'm pretty sure that that's you. So you could probably get a really, really good picture instead. And then here, let me just show you what I mean. So let's select you. This is going to be, your picture's like really not very good quality, and maybe it's because you took it from your video, and sometimes that's okay if you're taking like a 4K video, which is what I do. When I do thumbnails, I'll just set I'll turn on my camera and film a 4K video, and then I'll be like, and do all these like stupid faces, and then I'll pick one that I like, and I'll take a screen cap of that. But if you're not doing 4K, you might not get that same resolution, and you might just want to take a separate picture. So I would, if you're insistent on being in your thumbnails because maybe you're reading the Bible or whatever it is, then I would stick you maybe on the right. That way, because you're not as important as the word that you want to focus on. And you kind of don't become that important. Well, in your niche, you probably never do, but like some people, they end up with familiarity bias, like say, famous YouTubers, and you recognize their face, so you click. But yeah, so anyway, I would do like women of God, don't miss this under it, right? And then the background could be something colorful or whatever. That probably isn't as powerful. You know, I would take a look at your niche and see what people really click on. But I would separate it by the way these text over you, just pretend that's not there. But you've got you reading, and then you've got your word, and then you've got something that catches the eye. The word creates the curiosity, the background, and you catch the eye. And yeah, it conveys the idea of what this video is. That's what I would do. You got a lot going on in here. You know, sometimes it comes down to like even just a picture of. I would much rather just see a picture of a person than all of this stuff that's trying to spice it up. Like, simpler is definitely better, in my opinion. They should make the text 3D. I would wildly disagree with that one. Okay, so yeah, even if man, if it was just you and you had the white background, like what's going on behind you, right? Let's just and of course you have like a table here, and then you have the word. That would catch my eye personally, but I know in this niche there are things that I don't know because I don't watch this niche. But yeah, okay, that was non-gaming. We're going to gaming here, right? Yes. All right. One sec here. Gaming. Sorry. 105. Cable got in my way. 105. Jemsku. Okay. This is one of those things where I'm like, it's a live video, so these thumbnails, I don't really know. When it comes to Fortnite, there's a couple things you can focus on, but the main one is usually gameplay and the characters themselves. If you have the skill to make the characters look amazing, like a lot of these channels make stories out of it, then do that. But if not, then focus on the gameplay itself. That's what I would do. This isn't a typical thumbnail because it's just a live. It's almost like you're promoting your live stream through us, but it's all good. Fortnite. Let me just show you what I mean by that. So this image right here. See, some of these are gameplay, or some of these are Let's Plays by popular people. I try to skip those. This gameplay here, you can see that there's something epic happening in it. I feel like that would get more attention with a little live thing on it if you want to add that than who a lot of people might not recognize. And then, man, yeah, a lot of people just kind of focus on the characters. But I forget what we searched when we found that out. Like, this sort of thing is just so interesting to Fortnite players because it's like not exactly what they're used to seeing. But yeah, that's kind of what I would focus on. Sorry. When you look up live streams, like some of these are pretty interesting actually. Like, hold on, Fortnite live stream. I just want to see what pops up. Okay. So there is some stakes in this one. The absolute doom countdown. I would, if you have something unique to offer like that, and it's not just a let's play, then definitely focus on that in your thumbnail. But if you're just doing a let's play, then maybe something epic that you saw or that happened in your last game, focus on that. I think that this is a really tough niche to just break into. Like, hey, I'm playing Fortnite too, and it's just very difficult to be the one that people want to watch. So, yeah, really stick out. Okay, let's move back to non-gaming. Sorry, it's a live stream, so it's really tough to break those down. Syklone Productions. I had to figure out how I'm saying that. I shouldn't have done this a story. All right. Okay. So before we get too into this, I just want to say that okay, you do short films. Okay. I had to make sure that that's what this was. And I just got to say that this, I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking at, and I gotta say that I really admire creativity and you putting yourself out there like this, because it's really impressive, and it's a hard thing for people to do. So I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so it's about drawing, right? I didn't get that from this. It's a short film about drawing, but I'm not exactly sure what this is that you're doing. And it says the horror film, which is kind of like another detail thrown in there that essentially it just confuses the audience rather than makes them interested. So if you're telling a story about this, these top downs are interesting for these top downs are interesting for drawing niches, right? But you're doing something that doesn't really, you're doing like a mix of things. There's not really something that I would say to focus on. Man, this is tough. Two things, right? You could focus on the drawing niche, and you could do like a top-down version. I saw you had a little bit of that in there. That would also be interesting, and this would get the idea across of what this video is about. Now, say if you took this picture, real quick, let's just talk about cinematic drawing videos, which I don't think have ever existed until you made it. But if you wanted to make a cinematic drawing video, a short film about drawing that ends up being a horror film, right? So if you had this picture, it's very clear that it's about drawing, right? You've just conveyed the idea. Now, what do? We got to create curiosity. So, create curiosity and catch the eye can and often are the exact same thing. And if you have, say, you did have, I don't know if that's the one. Hold on one sec. I got an idea here. Roll with me here. Okay, let's just go with this guy because he catches my attention more than anybody else. So you've got you drawing, and then you've got this guy, right? And this guy is standing in the door. And then you're like, when somebody sees that, they're like, oh, whoa. And you've got their curiosity. So if you could figure out how to do this graphically, I'll just give you like a little tiny preview here, but I can't spend too much time on it. But behind him, you would have an open door. So let's just make like a black square. Ba-da-da-ba-da-bow. So there's your open door. This guy, he's scary man, and he's in the background. But you just imagine his full body's there, right? So imagine this was like a really high res picture. So you've got you drawing, and that's your story. It's about drawing, and then there's this evil dude in the background, and it's almost like your lizard brain catches it first, and then you have to look, and you're like, I wonder what that's about. And that's a route you could go by getting it across that here's my story, and here's why you should watch. I hope that Yeah. Oh, that's a really good idea. A monster's hand on your shoulder. If you did that, I would definitely make yourself more centered. I would show your face a little bit more. But if you had a picture, let me just get rid of this guy. If you had evil guy on your shoulder, where did evil guy go? There he is. So something like this, and you got the bottom of his face and him standing behind you, and then just real quick, you had his hand on your shoulder. That would work really well, which I'm just gonna do terribly real quick. And then we'll paint his nails. Yeah, perfect. Okay, that could also work really, really well. I think. I think your niche is like really interesting, and just experimenting with conveying the idea of what the film's about is what you should really be focused on. Because this right here, though, it's like it's interesting and it's artistic. You gotta focus on conveying the idea before anything else. Okay, that one was interesting for real. All right, we are gonna do questions now, right? We're gonna do a little bit of a Q&A. So, yeah, you like that hand? Cool. So basically, all you gotta do is type in #question in the chat, and then ask a question, and then I will answer it. Okay? That's what we're doing while I get ready for this next section, which some of you will already know what it is, and some of you won't, but it's more fun to me, in my opinion. It's just a fact, in my opinion. All right. #question, what is your name? My name is John. Epic, I know. #question, what do you think of text-to-speech YouTubers? I don't know what that means unless you're talking about like AI voiceover, in which case I don't find them interesting personally. Yeah. So sorry. Nate, thank you for the super chat or becoming a YouTube member. Sorry, that one threw me. Right. Next question. Hi, John. So I was going to sign up for paid vidIQ, but it's asking to manage and post my channel. Can you elaborate? Nope, I can't. I don't do that stuff. That's not me. Sorry, I would talk to the support on that one, because I'm not exactly sure how things like that go down. But I appreciate you asking, Tommy. I'm so sorry. Oh man. What is your best advice when it comes to making Let's Play thumbnails? Okay, my best advice is that if you're like under 10,000 subscribers, is to focus on the game itself, and you want to create curiosity, because every Let's Play thumbnail will look similar to the next one depending on the game. Everybody's going to be trying something, and when you do that and you focus on, okay, I can make this too, I can do what's working for everybody else, and the top creators doing that idea for a thumbnail, they're going to get the views. The only thing that you can do to separate yourself from that is by focusing on what will make the viewer more curious about mine. So you focus on epic things, that like an epic screen cap that you did. Like you killed a boss, or something hilarious happened, or a glitch happened where your dude is upside down, or the horse is on the roof. Anything like that, I think would catch people's attention more, and you got to kind of bait them and saying, here's what you'll get out of my video rather than these people. Next question. How to improve the titles of my channels. The way that I do this is I kind of will scroll through YouTube, and if a title catches my eye, I'll just take a little screen cap of it and I'll save it to a folder. I'll select it, copy it, and paste it into something I have called Milanote, which is like where I keep all my work. And basically, I'll take the subject matter of that title and I'll replace it with what I'm doing, or what my video's about. And that really, really helps get me started. I don't usually use their exact title as a template, but it'll get me going the right direction. So beyond that, sometimes the ideas just come to me, but I'm not great at title. I would look up, hold on, what was his name? The title guy. There's one video that we've got. called Jake Thomas, I believe is his name. And we have a video with Jake Thomas where he talks about titles, and you should definitely check that out. I'm double checking on that one just to make sure. I always mix him up with the guy about sponsorships. Yeah, Jake Thomas. Just search Jake Thomas on the YouTube or vidIQ channel, and you'll find something that will really, really help. If bigger channels in my niche are doing cookie cutter content and I'm doing something no one else is, how do I navigate it? Okay, so I kind of was just talking about that. Okay, the reason that bigger channels can do cookie cutter content and it works is because they're bigger channels. And it's one of those things like no matter what they do, it's going to be good. So the way you got to do that is you have to be able to cut the cookie a little bit and then realize or make everybody realize you're making a donut instead. That's kind of the way that I would look at it. So you kind of do what they're doing, but find a way to separate yourself out of that. So in your niche, they're doing cookie cutter content. I swear if this is about cutting cookies, you're not going to get any good advice out of me. But man, I really would like to know the details a bit more about that. If you're doing something no one else is, sometimes it's because you're doing something no one else is interested in, and that's why you might not get views. So you kind of have to. It's a game, man. You got to play it. I'm gonna take a look at your channel, and then if you're in the Discord, if you're in the vidIQ Discord, message me. It's just John Scott, and then I'll hit you up. Okay, because that one's very niche specific, and I'd really like to know what your situation is. Let's just move on because I'm gonna talk to them in a bit. Okay. Is click rate directly tied to thumbnails and title, or does it go with how YouTube is pushing your video out? Both, actually. So your click-through rate, it starts with how interesting this is to the person, so they click on it, right? But as you get more views, and suddenly you pass like 10,000 views, and then you break into the 10,000 to 100,000 view mark, vidIQ starts putting your stuff out. And you get more impressions and more people are seeing it, which means there are more people that aren't clicking on it, right? So at the beginning, your CTR could be crazy high, and it's like, okay, cool. So out of 10 people, 5 people clicked my thumbnail, so I have a 50% CTR. But out of 10,000 people, 6,546 people clicked it, and now I have a 6% CTR. But the fact is, you were able to get 10,000 views, so that's the sign you'd want to pay attention to at that point. Hopefully that answers the question. That one confused me for a long time. I'm like, why is my CTR 2%, but this got 200,000 views? It's because, yeah, only like a certain amount of people are watching out of that many. So yeah. Half of my audience speaks Spanish, the other half speaks English. How can I make thumbnails with text that works for both audiences? The other day, I was searching around on YouTube and I accidentally clicked a Simpsons short, and now YouTube is showing me nothing but Simpsons stuff. But there was one video that I clicked on where Maggie, who is the baby, was able to talk to Marge because they were playing a game together and she was communicating through emojis. Now, I'm not saying that this will work, but if there's a way to use a symbol instead of text, I would do that because symbols are like universal, right? You don't exactly need to have a word in a thumbnail if you get the point across, regardless. So if I were you, I would try to focus on what can I do to make the idea of this video come across without words at all. And if you have to have words, then that's a different thing. I've never seen. I would make 2 different videos at that point, honestly, because nobody that speaks English is going to click on a Spanish and vice versa. And if there's both on there, then you're probably not going to get many clicks outside of translators. So yeah, hopefully that helps a little bit. That one's a tough one. Sometimes you see YouTubers using thumbnails without text. Is this something you do as well if it fits the theme? Yes, absolutely. The thumbnails that don't use text often impress me more than when they do. And sometimes the text is like, man, if you can do all three, if you can convey the idea, create curiosity, and catch the eye without text, that's impressive to me. Because it's like, it's that obvious. And Mr. Beast, you know, he does that all the time. You can clearly see what's going on. Yeah, I like him better, but oftentimes text is super necessary to create that curiosity or to convey the idea. Catch the eye is more of like a visual thing. So, yeah. What do you think about clickbait YouTubers? I think they're on their way out, honestly. I think over the last 10 years, YouTube has done a lot of things wrong, sure, but they've done way more right, in my opinion. And clickbait has been one thing that they've like really started to nail down on. I'm not exactly sure we'll see a whole lot of clickbait in the future, especially with AI coming in. But then again, we'll be replacing it with like low quality content that sure, it fits exactly what it's talking about, but I think we're gonna end up having a new enemy as viewers. Okay. Oh, gee. So sometimes I see a question, I'm like, I know why that one didn't pop up. Is it possible to make a good thumbnail on free editing software like Canva? Yeah. Honestly, it's possible to draw it with a pencil, in my opinion. It's possible to take a picture with your camera and use that. As long as it does the three things, I don't think you need to edit it, but it often helps. It really does. I mean, like, I'm not able to... What would be cool is if you took pictures, like, Polaroids, and then you cut yourself out and put it, like, on different backgrounds in real life. That would be cool. But yeah, it's totally, like, you don't need to do any graphic design. I just think it definitely helps. Yeah, 2-second challenge. By the way, I know your question was a bit more about, like, do I have to pay for software? No, you don't. Canva is just fine for so many niches. Eventually, if you start pulling money into your channel and you want to learn more about Photoshop or Affinity or whatever, you can. Photopea is free, and it's just like Photoshop. So, yeah, you kind of get... There's options, for sure. Rule of thirds for thumbnails. The rule of thirds is just like, here's 2 lines here, right? And then here's 2 lines here. And the upper line, I kind of keep my eyes on that line. But you kind of want your subjects to be on those lines, whether it's like text over here and a person over here, or so on. Rule of thirds works sometimes, most of the time for thumbnails, but it's more about cinematography and filming. Okie doke! Next, we are gonna do something called the 2-second test. And basically what that is we're gonna bring up thumbnails just the same like we did before, but now we're going to give you 2 seconds to look at the thumbnail, and then you got to guess what the video's about. We're not looking at the title, we're just looking at the thumbnail, and we're seeing if this thumbnail conveys the idea of what the video's about. Because honestly, that's like the most important thing right away. Right? Right. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, let me go ahead and get this one. Number 126. That's funny, I just saw a question about this. I've watched this video for some reason. Okay, y'all ready? Are you ready? All right, I'm gonna, hopefully this works the first time. I don't know if OBS reset things. Give me a sec. Okay, it worked. All right, let's hear your guesses, y'all. Tell me what this video's about. Can you look at it again? No, you can't. That's the 2-second test. Did you pick it up? Makeup tutorial. Makeup brushes. Makeup man. Okay. New makeup brushes. About beauty. Anime. I'm seeing some beauty. Dumpster dive, makeup, and trash. Make Roblox great again. New makeup. shopping haul unboxing. Good or bad makeup brands. Okay. Dumpster diving for lip gloss. All right. So this one, I think it just became pretty clear that the dumpsters or the trash in the back, it's not what people see, right? Okay, so I hope that the person is still here. Dumpster diving Yorkshire. Sorry, I don't know which one's right. The video is about dumpster diving and scoring a big makeup haul, but I just wanted to be clear that the dumpster diving part is not very, it's not very obvious. Now, to me, yeah, Duck Gamer, I saw you. You did get it. To me, I didn't like. Okay, so if I were to first see this thumbnail as John, I would not be interested because I don't wear lip gloss, and I immediately saw lip stuff, and I'm like, all right, that's makeup. But I would be interested in what you found in a dumpster, right? So it's something that you should probably think about focusing on just a little bit more. And I really wonder what the main thumbnails are for dumpster diving. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Wow. These are. Man, that one's good. I love that one. Okay, so sorry. I hate to be so judgmental, but some of these are just like old school, like paint thumbnails. Like I just put it together in paint. Okay, so this right here, a dumpster full of boxes, that would be like the main thing I'd put in my thumbnail, straight up. Here's a dumpster full of crap. And then you would do like your hands holding lip gloss or something like that with an arrow pointing at it and saying like, this is how much money this is worth. This is how much this costs. That could work. This right here is sort of exactly what yours. I went dumpster diving for makeup and this is what I found. Okay, so you could take a picture of you holding that and throw yourself in a dumpster via Photoshop. That seemed to work for them. 2.4 million views. Okay. I mean, come on. Your channel's named Dumpster Diving. Why are you not jumping into it? Okay. Here's Sniper Wolf. Good lord. More of her. Oh, that one's great. That is a beautiful picture because it's like clear. This is what I found in the dumpster. This is one of those that you don't even need words, right? You just see the dumpster. That WM is pretty popular where I am. That's what a dumpster looks like. But yeah, you got trash and you got me holding items. That would kill. I think that, man, just seeing what the top images look like, I feel like you could destroy this niche if you just focused a little bit on conveying the idea a little bit more. Man, yeah, even that one's not too bad because it's like, look at this haul, right? That's pretty impressive. Man, what is the deal with this niche? They're all just like, sorry, I'm being judgmental. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. That's the West Coast branding. I'm WM. Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. All right, so we're doing gaming next. Pop up the music just a little bit. You can't guess Roblox before you even see it. Actually, okay, yeah, I get it. All right, you guys ready? Let's do it. Did you get it? Did it work? I don't know, it seemed to like cut off. Let's do it one more time. You get a 3-second test. Okay, I'm seeing storytelling, slime rancher, Fortnite challenge, Fortnite, too cluttered, Brawl Stars, Fortnite challenge, dumpster diving Roblox, Fortnite, pink, Valid. There's a lot of pink in there. Fortnite. Man, is everybody spelling Fortnite like that now? How Slimer Rancher was a game changer. Ah. Okay, yeah, so you guys read that fast? Okay. How an indie team changed the gaming landscape forever. Before we go anywhere, I just gotta say, pink on pink is like, even that drop shadow is not enough contrast to make somebody read that, let alone how many words it is when they're scrolling by. So that's something to consider. I would probably lessen your words, and I would have made that white or black, or I mean, even this blue pops off a little bit, but pink on pink, nope. Okay, so Slime Rancher, one of the best games in the last decade. So it's like it's a little review of Slime Rancher. I don't know what works in this niche, but it looks really, really cool. The gameplay does. So, how can you convey this idea of how Slime Rancher changed things without writing out the entire plot of your video on your thumbnail? I don't know the story personally, but if there's something specific that you could point to in the gameplay itself, like an arrow, and it said changed everything, that would like really work. I don't know what Slime Rancher is, so I don't know if it's super important to have in the thumbnail itself. Let's take a look-see. Slime Rancher. Okay, so ooh, that's really, really cool. All right, so it depending on the detail, I would focus more on ideas where it gets this across. Like a full image changed gaming forever. Yeah, straight up. Oh yeah, even the characters. Yeah, for sure. If it was something like this, changed gaming forever would definitely work. 3 words, totally easy to understand. Slime Rancher, the story explained. This one's more along your niche or what you're going for. So, yeah, less words. Yeah, so this stuff all at the top, it's not necessary. I don't think much of this is, besides the character and then like a couple words. But the character without a background or anything is totally out of place. So I think that this one is just totally back to the drawing board, and you could do something a little similar to this. Yeah, so if you focused on that or gameplay more and lessen the words, that's what I would do. I really like that picture too. I just wonder how many other stories they got. There's Rob. Okay, yep, I would focus on those things. It seems like you've done something really, really new, like how this changed gaming. So think about the details that are in your video. What is like the most interesting thing that people would be surprised to hear about that game dev? That could be another way to go about that. All right, let's move back to non-gaming. And I can't show you because we're doing the 2-second test. 94. 94. That's 64. That's a 6. All right. Y'all ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't think you guys are ready. It just doesn't seem like you're ready. It's because I'm not ready. Ready? What do we got? What are we feeling? Let's get those guesses. John's aeroplane review. Yeah, clearly you read the thumbnail. Explaining the Nile River. Okay, yeah, okay, it says the Nile in 3 minutes. We know that, but is it like a documentary? Is it explaining the way the Nile was created? Is it a book review? See, I don't know. It might be. Is the Nile a book? Denial. The history of the Nile, I saw that. That's kind of my guess. The history of the Nile. It seems like a history lesson to me. Traveling the Nile. A documentary about the Nile. Okay. Probably not a documentary if it's 3 minutes. Good. Very good point. It's a speed doc. Speed swimming the Nile in 3 minutes. Okay. So the Nile River explained in 3 minutes. I'm still not sure, even by the title. 3-minute history on the Nile River. Okay, there we go. So it's the history, right? I would probably include that somewhere in your packaging. I think that was probably the detail that we were missing. Yep. The history of the Nile in 3 minutes could be that, but yeah. So if you have history somewhere, I'm curious what pops up if you type history of the Nile. Also, you might you might need a different picture. Okay, so when I see this, I think, all right, there's a lot of like ancient history stuff in there. It looks like a documentary. If I'm looking for information, I click on that thing because it's got like one of those old maps, which I think, like, okay, I'm looking for history. I'm about to learn history. It looks old, kind of gives me that vibe. This thumbnail itself, though, it's like terrible when it comes to the text because it's like I read Nile and I can see but I'm not taking the time to read all that stuff under it because it's like so, I don't know, it's terrible. It's just so thin is what I'm saying. But yeah, so it definitely gets across the history vibe a little bit more. Yeah, so we could talk about how to improve this picture itself, or we could consider doing something else. So I'm not trying to improve something that probably should change. Now, it could, yeah. Somebody said the contrast could change, and yeah, that could work. I would think it would be a little more interesting if it looked more like a map, in my opinion. And I know that this is it at nighttime, but I don't immediately recognize that this is like a landscape because it like the water's black and the land is blue, and that's just not what I'm used to seeing map wise. Yeah, so making the picture look like an old-time map would emphasize the history part. That would convey the idea. Catch the eye. I don't know if this does it. If it was green and blue or something along those lines, it could, but it might not get that vibe that you're going for. Let's just search the Nile River, and then we'll move on. Just to get a couple more ideas, but we want to add the word history in there. That's a full documentary of the Nile. This right here, this is what I was thinking. This vibe, right? This blue and green, like that sort of thing. So that could catch the eye, but I'm still on team old map. I think that's the way to go if you wanna pitch the history. So anyway, hopefully that helps a little bit. I'm losing my voice a little bit. We're going for gaming now. 121. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was the greatest start to a freaking video. Okay. Alright, you guys ready? What do we got? I'm seeing the blocks. Show us! Roblox, can you check my thumbnail? If you get picked, I will. Game of Thrones. Yeah. Game of Thrones, no blocks. A game pally. Skyrim with storm vermin only. I see that it says storm vermin, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. spiking stuff. I'm kind of getting that vibe. If Storm Vermin is Warhammer challenge in video game, is that Shadow of Mordor? I'm seeing Skyrim dumpster diving. Okay, so all right. So what's Storm Vermin? First of all, somebody's like guessing the exact title that they see on the tab. Can you beat TWW3 using only Storm Vermin? Total War Warhammer 3. Okay. So this might be good, it might not. I mean, it could definitely have some clarity because I couldn't tell what it was. But let's just go. What was it called? TWW3. TWW3. I don't know. Just see what's going on here. Storm Vermin. I misspelled it. There we go. Okay, so you hit the top, but I've... Okay, so that one's pretty dark too. This off to battle one. There are 3 types of Storm Vermin. Okay, so this gameplay here, this kind of sticks out to me because it's like I recognize the interface a little bit. That might be something that you could check out, but hold on. Is Warhammer like... Okay, never mind. I got it. So I would probably try to make it add a little bit more clarity. Like this one is pretty cool. This off to battle channel kind of gives the vibe that these... Man, this one's tough. I'm sorry. I guess it's just because it's so blurry. Yeah, if you zoomed out a little bit like those others that I just saw, it could be a little more clear about what's going on here. Can you beat it using only Storm Vermin? This image, like at the beginning, if this is the game, like I think that probably gets the idea across a little bit better. Hold on. There's one picture I saw that I'm like, that's really cool. And the reason I say that is because this is what people are looking at when they're wondering. Wow, there's a lot going on here that isn't gameplay though. Sorry, I'm trying. Yeah, I would definitely try that a little bit, just to see if you're doing like the A/B testing thumbnails. I would do one that's more zoomed out and shows more Storm Vermin like this. You could do this one up close, but it lacks clarity. So if you could get like a better sideways image of what's going on, it could work. This text, I don't know. It seems to work for off to battle a little bit. 1.9K views. It could work. This was the angle I was talking about. I don't know if that's... It looks like a totally different game to me, though. So I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like that one works a little bit more. These side ones just feel better, in my opinion. It's probably because you can see them pretty clear. So if you could... get some contrast behind the characters themselves, you'd be able to see what's going on. Yeah, you could change the text. Is it possible? It might work. But just so you know, putting the text over all the Storm Vermin or whatever, it kind of like ruins the idea you're trying to convey. So if you had an angle where they were all a little bit lower, in the thumbnail, and you had like an open area up top where you could put your text, I would try that just a little bit. This one's just so up close, it's tough to tell what's going on. Yeah, so it's just, somebody said busy and dark. That's kind of what I'm feeling about it. Okay, let's move back to non-gaming. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Guys ready? Here we go. What's this about? What is it? What do you think? No Roblox. It's not. I don't think so. I don't think so. Soul movie review? Review of Soul? I'm getting a lot of that. Do cats have souls? Oh, man. Reacting to the movie Soul. How to Soul movie made me cry. Review of the movie Soul. Okay, we don't have to spend too much time on it. I think we're all kind of thinking the same thing. It's either a reaction or a review. I would say that is what it is. Let's check out the title and see what's up. Watching Soul for the first time, and it was hard to react to. Okay, so yeah, it's a reaction thing. Okay, so the idea, it worked. It came across. We understood what it was. I think that you might be emotional in this image, and it's tough to tell, right? So if there's a way that you could accent that a little bit better, I would. It's just like I can see your eyes are kind of teary, and I would almost make that like the second star of the show. Obviously, you've got Soul, but if people see your eyes, they're going to connect to that emotion just so quick. But where it's at, if you're seeing this, right, you don't see that you're emotional. So I would maybe bring you up closer, try to get a clearer picture. You could also like ham it up a little bit with Photoshop. Make your eyes a little more red. I mean, they're pretty red though. So yeah, if you were like this close, if you could somehow put a tear in there, it's like it happened, right? You're not clickbaiting, you're not lying, like you teared up. So if you did something to make the tear look a little more obvious on Photoshop, then there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. You're just kind of like getting the idea across a little bit better. I would probably focus on that. I would love to check out like reacting to Soul movie. I'm just gonna type movie. Teardrop emoji. It could work if you're, oh, bam, this guy. Wow, I can't believe I said all that, and then like this thumbnail is exactly what I imagined. This is exactly what I had in my mind, where it's like totally obvious that he's crying. Oh man, this nailed it, right? So I think your tough, yes, right, okay, Pepper Guru, reflections on glasses are tough, but if you had an image of you holding the glasses off and you were doing this, then I think that would get the idea across, right? I really think it would. But what this guy has that you don't, besides the glasses thing, is that his image is just so clear. There's so much clarity of what's going on. And of course, there's light reflection in the tears. So yeah. Somebody said a background on a thumbnail. Yeah, that could help, right? Because you just have that going on. Maybe use a part of the movie too. This is fine because it's like recognizable to people, but if there's like a certain part that could separate you just a little bit, I would think. Yeah. Man, that one just is so interesting to me because of his emotion. And then I see three dudes and I'm like, it doesn't catch me as much as like the dude that got emotional, right? It just even beat out the impulsive clip. That's wild. So yeah, I'm just so surprised to find that exact thumbnail that I had in my brain. Okay, we're moving back to gaming. Okay. This number is, I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to imagine what I just typed. Somebody guess a number, and I'll tell you if you're right. Oh, Cassie. 3. Yep, you're right. I got you. Hey, it was number 54. You get the closest by going over. Okay. Yeah, I recognize that I'm lagging a little bit. Sorry. Sometimes that happens. There's not much I can do about it, but I can go ahead and kill Photoshop. Maybe it'll speed things up a little bit. Okay. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. It was number 54 for those that didn't realize. I wonder if switching to this camera stops the lag. There we go. All right, so now we're on this camera for the rest of the time. You know, I had this camera, effing Five Nights, yeah, Roblox, okay. I had this camera set up specifically for when it would lag, and then I just started using it for crazy intros. So yeah, all right, we'll just do this a little bit. Okay, meet my new boss at work. Looks could kill. Roblox, Five Nights at Freddy's review. Five Nights at Freddy's. Okay, we got the idea. It's FNAF. All right, so Help Wanted 2 playing Five Nights. Help Wanted 2 was stressful. We just kind of went through this, and it seemed that this thumbnail itself is exactly what people are doing, but the difference is that this Five Nights was gameplay. I think, right? The other one wasn't so much. Oh yeah, it was. So yeah, the closer the characters are, it seems to work. There's Queso. Yeah, I don't know how to separate yourself in this one. Make the character close, and you did everything that I would do besides maybe having like a blurred out background, just a little bit lighter, just to see if I could catch the eye. This is one of those things where to separate yourself out in this niche, you have to do something aesthetically different, but by playing the game, by playing the cookie cutter game just a little bit. Yeah, you need to make a cookie flavored donut. Is what I'm saying. So yeah, I think you just need to make more videos, because this is what people are doing, and I just think that it's probably saturated to the point now where it's like, another one, right? I could be wrong, but yeah, all right. It's going to be a tough place to compete unless you have something new to offer. So if you do have something new to offer, if something happened in your game that doesn't happen in everybody else's, if there's something besides your personality that separates you from everybody else, then you should definitely focus on that in your thumbnail. Because you're not going to get much out of this niche by doing what everybody else does, unless it's something like remarkably different, in my opinion. But you can keep trying to do this. I mean, that is what works. And that guy that we had before, I think that his thumbnail was better, the one that was a chicken, and I think that he'll end up getting some results out of that. Okie doke, we're moving on to non-gaming. Oh, I missed it. Put a dumpster in the thumbnail. All right. Number 50. Cool. All right. I can dig it. Guys, ready? Here we go. All right, what do we got? Do shorts videos need thumbnails? Nope. I don't think they do. I played... Oh, by the way, that question actually is a good question. Do shorts videos need thumbnails? They do show up like on your main feed if your shorts get big enough. So sometimes you might want to, and all you do is just select a frame from your video through your phone. Okay, I tried Yes Theory. Does that make sense? Okay, we went on vacation. This happened on day one. Day one on vacation. Hiking a volcano. This one's tough for me, actually. Day one of their adventure. Let's see what we got. So I'm seeing what y'all are seeing. I see Yes Theory winner. Yes Theory day one. I won. Okay. A competition video. Okay, so I'm not like, it's very clear that you won something from Yes Theory and it's day one. I'm not sure what it is, and maybe that's a part of the curiosity here. It very well could be. So let's just take a look. They sent me to Iceland with a stranger. Yes Theory seek discomfort. Okay, so if the Yes Theory thing, like, man, I know that you want to lean into that because it's the name, and there's probably a way to do this, right? But the seek discomfort thing, if you focused on something that was uncomfortable, right? That's kind of what their challenge was out of this. Then that could be a really, really cool thumbnail to focus on, because that's like an emotion to attach to, something that people can connect to. So if this is like a series you've got going on here, where it's like day 1, day 2, day 3, then what you've got going on makes total sense, in my opinion. And it's going to be one of those things that the more videos you make, like the more the story will gain views, and I think that would work. But yeah, if this is a dude from Yes Theory, I don't know, and the face is recognizable, then that's cool. But I think that was probably the stranger. So there's a little bit of getting lost in the idea here, and you like the Yes Theory is like the only thing that's conveying or that's creating curiosity. So maybe just try a couple others. I think that man, you had this one view that's just so great, and I think that could be cool to use. If you had the word uncomfortable with an arrow pointing at him or at you, you could leave the Yes Theory little winner thing in there at the bottom. I think that would be really, really cool to do instead. And it also kind of looks like he's sick a little bit, which I don't know. I mean, and it looks like you're stoked. So that could be a really, really cool picture to use right there. That's a funny idea. Anyway, sorry, I'm making myself laugh. Let's move on to gaming. Okay, gaming. The image isn't loading. That's kind of weird. Let me just refresh. I don't know. This is weird. The image just isn't loading at all. Let me I'm looking on your channel real quick just to go grab it. All right, I think I found it. It's a different language, so I'm having a little. Oh man, come on. There it is. All right. I don't know what's going on, but it's like not letting me open the thumbnail itself. No clue. Let me just use my thing here. Sorry guys, this is I might have to jump to a new one. This is a very weird situation. Okay, here we go. I found it. Ready? Yes. All right. What do we got? I'll show you what I was dealing with here in a second, so it makes more sense. All right. Time travel. Five Nights at Freddy's. No blocks. I found Huggy Wuggy. Baby Shark is better. He's more iconic. I'm not sure that was a guess. Baby Shark. Dumpster diving with Poppy playtime gameplay. All right. That's kind of what. If you're used to seeing the Poppy playtime stuff, I guess that's what's going on here. I don't know if the Huggy Wuggy is like if it's something that I'm not privy to, something funny about the game. But if it is, cool, leave it, I guess. The only thing that I could say about this is here, let me show you what I would do. Nope. I'll have to bring up Photoshop again. But the only thing I would do is some of these items that you'd really want to see in your thumbnail, you'd kind of want to brighten just a little bit. So that's kind of what I would personally focus on. Sorry, thumbnail's loading. No, Photoshop's loading. I'm just going to show you real quick. My computer's dying, apparently. Bam, 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 bam. Okay. So, basically, these are the three things, or these are the two things that I would focus on. The hands are like sort of the UI of this. So I would focus. What's going on here? Oh, that's why. My caps lock was on. All right, so I would like brighten this blue here, which I could just do by doing this. So if the blues and the reds really, really pop out, then that would help. So if you could see this blue hand and then the red hand on the other side a bit more clear, then that would help. I know it's doing all of the colors, but these two arms would help. And then if you could brighten this guy right here, like his lips and his eyes, that's probably what I would do. And then when you zoom out, you'd kind of understand what's going on, because the huggy wuggly thing is like, that's what catches your attention first. And do you really want those words to be what catches the attention, or do you want it to be people looking for Poppy Playtime gameplay? That's something to focus on. Now you guys get to see what I was looking at. This is the little I kept seeing this icon. Anytime I click it, it just said thumbnail. I don't know what that is. So yeah, okie doke. We're moving back to non-gaming. We're gonna rapid fire these. I try to go in depth on a lot of things. That way everybody kind of gets what they want. But yeah, let's blast through these. We're gonna do some blasting. All right. But first I gotta close a bunch of stuff. Okay, you guys ready? Good. This is a good one. I mean, that was pretty clear in my opinion. We're gonna get some guesses. Okay, so what is with this baby shark stuff? Budget herb drying. Yeah. Okay. Herb drying tips on a budget. How to easily dry herbs. Best Roblox hats. Close enough. Herb prep. Yep, we got that. Nailed it. I would probably change the text, personally. I just think that the font, it almost distracts from a professional type of situation. If you just chose like Helvetica, Verdana, any of the fonts that are bold and get the idea across, that would work. You could also search budget herb drying on YouTube and see what they do. Budget herb drying. Just curious, because it helps me too when I. That's vape is not what I was going for. Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and move on. Anyway, I would change your font. Let's move on to gaming. Okie doke. Whoops. Oh man. Well, there's always one in every live stream. But yeah, very, very cool picture. Gets the idea across. Budget herb gaming. Okay, y'all ready? All right, what do we got? Let's get some guesses. While you guess, I'm going to get the other one ready. All right, we've got Zelda lore. I'm feeling that. Mythology. Greek mythology. All right, now I got this. Zelda Bloodline explained. Funny football moments. Bloodborne mythology game. Okay. 48 Laws of Power. Get some Robert Greene up in this. Baby Shark. Man, y'all, I don't really know if y'all y'all got this one. All right, so I did see some like mythology guesses, but I'm not exactly sure if your Zelda reference is coming across to everybody. Definitely to layman's, it might not, because of like the focus is on the text. I recognize the font immediately because I'm a Zelda fan. So, Royal Child, Bloodline of the Goddess. If this is yeah, it's Zelda lore. I guess that there's some subjects that you would focus on in this, right? And it would be the two characters, it would be the text, and then you have a lot of other stuff, and the text and the characters are like smashed on top of each other. So I think that your issue here is more of a composition problem. Yeah, so it's Zelda. I get it. So, Zelda lore. Okay, so these are very, very clean. The timeline is something that I would be interested in, like seeing that. That's like, okay, cool. There's another timeline. I'm not saying you have to do a timeline, but it does work. Zelda lore to sleep to, interesting. Yeah, so for instance, this one, the Master Sword Origin, it's so simple and nothing's in the way of each other, and I think that it just comes across a little bit better. Triforce in the middle, you could. Yeah, you could. I would probably, what I would do is I'd make the characters closer with face on each side and then all the text in between them. That would probably let it fit just a little bit easier. This thing in the background is more distracting than conveying idea. So, yeah, you could probably just get away with... You could do the designs on top if you want to. It's just not super essential. If you had the two characters in the text and then a more blurred background of like Hyrule or something, that's what I would do. But either way, it's a cool idea, a cool concept, and that's just how I would improve it aesthetically. Okay, we're going back to non-gaming, and I've already got this guy loaded up. So, ooh. Okay, screw it. Here we go. Now, you know what? I can't do this one. It's, I'm sorry, I can't do that one. That one's just a little too risky. Okay, we're doing 124. I had it all ready, and then I realized that's gonna cause some problems. Y'all can be mad at me if you want. Okay, you guys ready? It's pretty risky. Okay, here we go. Oh no, that was the one! I wasn't supposed to show that one! Please do dog videos. Please submit your dog video then, and we'll see if it gets drilled. Uh-oh. Story time, kids content. Pretty solid. I think that's exactly what it is. Child story. Look, you nailed it, right? It just cut, like, you just need to make more, I bet. You have 9 subscribers. You just need to make more of these. 9 subscribers with 65 views is actually pretty impressive. So just do more, and when parents find your stuff, it's going to do very well. Don't change a thing. Okay, going back to gaming. And then we're going to do a little Q&A to finish this off, probably. At least a couple. We'll do a couple more of these, though. Right. That's a vidIQ thumbnail. Oh, there we go. Man, what is with this font? Okay, you guys ready? Were you ready? I hope you were ready. Oh, okay. All right. Fortnite. Uh-huh. Yeah, I get it. So, I'm waiting on somebody to guess it now. Volcano, monster thingy. Wait, it's a Canva font. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know that. I was wondering where it was coming from. Yeah. It's not a good font, in my opinion. Just saying. Magma Power and Blocks Fruits. Okay. Cheater. So, Awakening Magma and Blocks Fruits. Oh, sorry. You might not be a cheater. You might be a Roblox player. That's my bad. I didn't mean to accuse you. But anyway, just a heads up. The image has nothing to do with Roblox, and I would probably... You're probably not getting many views because of... Wait, you are. It's actually working pretty well for you. I don't have an explanation for that. Personally, I would use Roblox like for a Roblox video, but this this is so weird. I don't know. You're apparently doing something right. I wouldn't recommend that, but you have 439 views, and it's clearly doing way better than what you normally do. I don't know. Somebody, yeah, it was finally Roblox, by the way. Yeah, somebody explain that one to me. Either way, good job. I would personally try to see what works in that area, like magma. What's it called? Magma blocks fruits. And just see. I mean, if these are all random images, yeah. See, this is what I would suggest doing. But what you did, kind of worked. So, yeah. All right. Anyway, we're moving back to non-gaming. That was so. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that. Okie doke. Solid. Come on. Here we go. Okay. What kind of guesses do we have? Something that nobody has. I would say that that's probably right. Nobody has this camera. Film camera review. Film camera tips. Pre-release of a new pre-release. Film stock. Okay. Yeah, that's the vibe. All right. It's a camera. Nobody has it. It looks kind of elderly. But yeah, this was the Fuji that in 1961. Dude, I got nothing on this one. You did everything you should. I would maybe try different words to A/B test. This would be my first, like, my number one choice. Nobody has this. Solid. Yeah, I would try like different curiosity piquing words, but man, that's really great. If you're doing A/B test, different pictures of it too could help. But yeah, this is an outlier for you. It's blowing up. I got nothing to say. All good things. All good things. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was reading a comment. All right, we're doing gaming. Yes, we're doing gaming. All right, number 147. All right, let's go ahead and get the hashtag questions. And vidIQ AI Claudia is going to bring some up. All right, this one is the guess. And the guesses and the questions are going to be mixed, I realize that, but Claudia is that good. All right, you guys ready? What do we got? Let's get some guesses up in this beast. Walking on lava, it's not that hard. What is happening to John? Questions. Minecraft map walkthrough. Roblox made easy. This is Minecraft. Okay, I see it. All right, Minecraft. All right, y'all nailed it. Yeah, I think this is solid and it's not that hard. If this isn't doing very well, then I would probably say either give it time or make more videos. Like, this is a really, really good thumbnail in my opinion. You could A/B one from the POV shot too. I really like your thumbnail. I think that it does all three C's. Convey the idea, catch the eye, create curiosity. I just don't know why it didn't perform so hardcore, but we can check out Dragon's Dare real quick and see what pops up. I see some questions. Yeah, seems like some of these are... Nope. Okay, yeah, it's not really something that you did. It's just that it's not that popular of a topic at the moment. But yeah, I really like your thumbnail, so I wouldn't change much about it. Okay, we're gonna do one non-gaming real quick and then knock out some of these questions. 148, I can't show you this. All right, y'all ready? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's not gonna work at all. It's not even loading. Okay, whatever. Questions. It's just not look. It's just like sitting here. All right, let's get some questions going on. I saw one. That one's already done. All right, question. Our niche is fairly small, and it seems like the thumbnails don't matter. Some very successful channels in our niche with pretty basic thumbnails. Some very successful channels in our niche with pretty. Still trying to figure it out. Okay, I'm not sure what the question is. Let me rethink about this. Niche is fairly small. It seems like thumbnails don't matter. Basic thumbnails. Okay, so what you're seeing is like they're very popular. You might not be noticing why they're working though. So when you see these basic thumbnails, ask yourself, okay, well, did they convey the idea with their thumbnail? Did they create curiosity with their thumbnail? Why did it work for them? And if it's not that it's basic, it's that it does what a thumbnail should do. So you don't have to overcomplicate a thumbnail ever. And I definitely recommend against doing that at all. The simpler, the better. Keep it basic. As long as you get your idea across, do that. All right, next question. Which is better, personal style or authoritative style? I guess it depends on the niche. Like if you're in the entertainment niche, I would say personal. And then if you're like in the informative niche, authoritative. Like when I make videos for vidIQ, I'm in the information education niche, but I try to put my personal style on it more than anything else because that's where I love to be creative. It's a really tough question. If you're talking about thumbnails though, I guess it's what works in your niche. If you're talking about videos, that's a different conversation altogether. What's the hardest niche to make thumbnails for? That I don't know. I don't know that's a tough question. I'm gonna have to get back on that on the next stream. What's the hardest niche? Probably cinematic, like storytelling, because it's like you don't really draw people in until you already start telling the story. So to get somebody to click, it's hard to come up with what I made up a story and I'm filming it. Like what created curiosity? People want real before like curiosity is easy to come up with when it's something real that happened. But storytelling, that's a different animal altogether. Roblox, okay. In the thumbnail, how big should text be? Okay, so zoom out, like when you're looking at your thumbnail, zoom out to 10% is what I like to do. Or I like to make it as big as when you're holding your phone out here or like a little bit closer. And that's how big the thumbnail should be, right? So when you zoom out on, say, Photoshop and you can still read the text, it's big enough. But if you can't read the text, it's not big enough. But also you got to keep in mind that if it's bolder, it's easier to read. If it's thin, it might need to be bigger. So it's, yeah. I've been offered a small sponsorship. Should I accept it? Do you think my viewership will be affected in a negative way if I accept it? I don't personally have much experience with sponsorships, but I would this is just a personal thing. I would never really accept something that I didn't believe in or I didn't use myself. But also, if I was under 15,000 subscribers, I wouldn't accept one anyway, because it's like, if say I'm starting a business and the first thing to do in the business is to give away stuff for free, because all you're doing at that moment is you're building awareness about yourself. And if you start trying to sell these people a book when they barely know who you are, nobody's going to buy that book. So I kind of view the same thing as sponsorships. Yeah. if it's under 15,000 subscribers, I think you should still be in the awareness phase. But that's, like I said, that's my personal idea. There's probably a way better answer to that. I'm just not very experienced with sponsorships. How do you learn a lot about thumbnails? You make a lot of them. End of answer. Make a lot of them. Study other people. Try to make what they make and then add your own personal flair to it. Put yourself in their images just to see what works. Don't upload their images, but yeah, experiment. Is a little bit of clickbait okay? I would need context. It's situational. Like that tear guy, like he got emotional in his video and he teared up a little bit. So if you make the tears more obvious and put them streaming down your face on your thumbnail, is that clickbait? No, because he did tear up. But some people would call that clickbait because the thing that happened on the thumbnail didn't happen in the video. So it's a fine line to walk. But if you put something that literally, like, if somebody clicked for something and you don't give it to them, man, it's tough. I think a little bit, I guess, but I wouldn't define it as clickbait. What do you think about logos behind a subject or partially blocked? If the logo is a part of the story or the idea you're trying to convey, like I bought 10 products on Amazon, then it makes sense because Amazon is a widely known company and people will see that logo and there's familiarity bias there. They recognize it. They know what it is. If it's your logo and you're still like a very small YouTuber, as long as it's not in the way, I think it's okay. But a lot of people like make it one element of the 3 elements on their thumbnail, and it's like people don't know your logo. Why are you trying to take away information from them? You know, like you're doing yourself a disservice by making your logo a big piece of the thumbnail. So as long as it's not in the way, I personally wouldn't have a problem with it. But the only person that would care about it is you, most likely, for a long time. Okay, can I submit a video in a different language? Yeah, people do it all the time. We got 2 more, I believe. What's the best free thumbnail editing software? I say it a lot. Canva has a free thing. You could pay to get more like AI tools and stuff. So Canva, Affinity, Photopea, spelled like the vegetable, PEA.com. That's like it's a Photoshop alternative. Those are the 3 that are like main, I guess. I know Adobe Express just like started dropping stuff on their free version. How you feel about Adobe is up to you. So yeah, I would say those 3. But also, if you can't remember what I just said, look on Reddit and type in free Photoshop alternatives and see what pops up because they're smart in Reddit. That's where I get all my answers. Okay, last question. What will YouTube 2025 look like? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't have much faith in a lot of things, but at this point, I just hope it's not like more ads and everything is made of AI. Like, that's my hope. I think it'll look pretty similar. I actually have this GIF that I made the other day. Or, well, no, I made it for... I'll show you. This is kind of cool, actually, and then I'll get out of here. But I made this GIF. Yeah, here we go. Let me show you. And it shows all of what they all look like. And what's really interesting is like the left side. You just see like all of these different UI designs. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. So I would probably say that it's going to look pretty much the same. Like you'll barely notice a change. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so with all the AI scraping, it might just be all of us, but we never made it. Okay, all right, guys, I am out of here. I really appreciate you coming around, and yeah, we will be back next Wednesday. Of course, we are here every Wednesday, unless I am like sick, which was the case last week. So yeah, I'll see you next Wednesday. Subscribe.